petition to withdraw a portion of Lower Rock Creek from Granite County Hospital District. There'll be a decision today. If folks have cell phones and stuff like that, turn them off. I'll do mine right now. So we don't get interrupted. So first of all, before we get started, I'd like to have, there's a statute that references this whole process. And if the county attorney would start us off by reading the statute, so you know those things we need to consider on this withdrawal petition.
So in this matter, the petition to withdraw certain portions of Lower Rock Creek from the Granite County Hospital District. The petition was received by the County Commission on September 4th, 2018, and a public hearing was held in Drummond on October 3rd, 2018. And at that time, we public comment taken regarding the petition, and I read the statute then. I'll read it again. It's Montana Code annotated 7-34-2156, and the specific language is in the last clause of that subsection 1. It says, on the grounds that such area will not be benefited by remaining in said district. And so the commission job here is to decide if there's any benefit or not to that portion of Lower Rock Creek remaining in the district. So that's all the comments that are made that go outside kind of that's the scope of that clause will not be considered by the commission. And here in this, with all the public comment that was received, we have typed that up, and we'll go over all that public comment here today later.
Thank you. Before we move into, I apologize. The last time we met, many of you were here. We did not have Commissioner Hinkle. Chuck Hinkle's our new county commissioner. Chuck is here, and he's going to be active in this process. So the next step, I think, I'd like to take public comment before the commission acts, and before we go through the comments that were made before that have been commenced for us by the county attorney. But public comment, I'd like to limit to additional comment. If you made comments and have thought of something that you'd like to include in the comments, we'll consider those. And then after you've heard the statute, I think it's important you can consider that. And then if there's someone here that has not had an opportunity to comment, we'd sure like to have you comment at this time. So if you would stand and speak clearly, but I think my caution is this: don't re-adjudicate this whole thing. If you spoke before, we've got your comments, and we did have it recorded. But if you want to add to it, or if you haven't made comments, you're more than welcome at this time. Anybody for further public comment or additional public comment? Yeah. Please stand. Say your name.
Me, Jay McNevich, Lower Rock Creek. Hi, good morning, gentlemen. I just want to reiterate that the people in Lower Rock Creek basically do not benefit from the use of the hospital here in Phillipsburg. We all basically go through to Missoula for our dentists, our doctors, our hospitals, our flu shots. And also another thing that I'd like to point out again is that we in Lower Rock Creek are the only residents in the entire county who pay a tax to Clinton Rural Fire to go ahead and have them cover for response for 911, a fire, an accident, emergency, whatever it might be. We pay that tax, and we're paying another tax here for a mill levy that we do not use. So I feel that I believe it's a double tax, and therefore I think we should be taken out of that tax for the mill levy and just continue to pay Clinton Rural Fire. Thank you.
Thanks, AJ. Anybody else that has additional comments to their previous comments or new comments? Okay, seeing none, I would like to ask the county attorney to go through the comments starting maybe with the comments in opposition to granting the petition and why the area is benefit from remaining in the Granite County Hospital District.
So we have several bullet points from all the public comment that was received opposing the petition. And want me to read those at this time?
Please.
First one, some of the residents from Lower Rock Creek that signed the petition to withdraw have used the hospital district, or some of those within the area to be withdrawn have used the hospital services in the past 18 months. We all pay taxes we may not directly benefit from, but pay them anyway for the district indirect benefit of the betterment of the county and its residents. Example, school districts. Third, as a matter of fairness, sometimes there is not a direct benefit, but there is an indirect benefit. Granite County Hospital District's Granite County Medical Center is a great facility and proud to have it. If a Lower Valley resident were in an accident or had an illness while in or near Phillipsburg, then they could use the Granite County Medical Center. Logistics of small communities have not changed for many years, same as when they petitioned to create the hospital district. The rural lifestyle speaks to reality. The services are limited, but still a benefit. Many residents around Granite County have primary care doctors in Missoula, Anaconda, and Butte that still benefit from the hospital district. Granite County Medical Center is important for emergencies, short-term hospitalization, and the nursing home. It is clear that residents would benefit and have been benefited by hospital and clinic services. Lower Rock Creek residents have several issues with Granite County, such as road conditions, ambulance and fire coverage, and are simply using this issue to make a point to the commissioners. County residents should, the next bullet point was already discussed about the two have used the services. County residents should be willing to share expenses as well as benefits for the good of all county residents. Granite County Hospital District's nursing home is there for all of the hospital district who need to use it and provides excellent care. An example was given of a person gave a public comment that their mother was in the nursing home.
Okay.
So that was the comments against.
So are there any comments from the commissioners regarding the comments in opposition to granting the petition? No. Okay. So, Mr. County Attorney, would you go through the bullet points on comments in support of granting the petition? Why the area withdrawing is not benefited from remaining in the Granite County Hospital District?
First one, there's no actual benefit to those in Lower Rock Creek. No uncontradicted testimony before the Board of County Commissioners show that the petitioned area would benefit by remaining in the hospital district. Lower Rock Creek residents pay an 8.79% levy to Clinton for additional services because if they ever needed help, it wouldn't come from Drummond or Phillipsburg. Paying 4.85% levy of taxes to the hospital district for services not receiving. Granite County Medical Center is needed for the remainder of the district, like Phillipsburg and Drummond, but not for those in the petition area because no services or facility of Granite County Hospital District in Lower Rock Creek area. The people of Lower Rock Creek area, as generally represented at the public hearing on the petition, believe they do not receive any benefit. In addition to what Lower Rock Creek property owners all pay in taxes to the hospital district, they also pay the Clinton Rural Fire District for services such as medical calls. There's a political fight for limited Granite County resources and services, but Lower Rock Creek area is left out of the equation as they are so far out. There's no benefit as Lower Rock Creek is closer to Missoula, and those in the Lower Rock Creek area go to Missoula for medical services. One who has lived in Lower Rock Creek for over 40 years with lots of health problems, 100% of the time has gone to Missoula and never gone to Drummond or Phillipsburg to use the hospital district's facility or services. No ambulance service from Granite County serves Lower Rock Creek area. Ambulance is a private company that comes out of Missoula. There is no current benefit to those on Lower Rock Creek and doesn't doesn't see one in the future, has no plan to provide facilities or increase services in Lower Rock Creek area. Only 30 visits to Granite County Hospital's district facilities or services in the last 8 months, as discussed by the hospital district. Only 2 are verified from Rock Creek, so there was 2 from that petition area that used the services in the last 18 months. Geographically separated from existing facilities and services provided by the hospital district. More comprehensive medical services in Missoula area than provided by the hospital district. Easier access to medical services in Missoula, especially in the winter due to treacherous roads.
Okay, that completes. There was a written comment that you folks probably didn't see that was included in that, both opposition for it. Commissioner Adams.
I have a comment on the one part where it says no ambulance service from Granite County serves Lower Rock Creek area. I talked to the ambulance people here, and they've been there 3 times last year. They made it up to the 11 mile. I just want to note that ambulance does go up there. And I've actually seen it up there. I've been on a wreck, and I've seen it run an ambulance. I want that noted, that they do go up there.
Okay.
But it's easier for Clinton, you know, but I'm just saying that I don't really like that where they say no ambulance service.
So
go ahead.
Question for the commission is if, which findings are you in agreement with, and what is your reasoning? So that would be a question for each of the commissioners.
So I'll start with Commissioner Idler. Do you have any comments on the bullet points, or pick out one, or?
Well, that's the one I just talked about, was on just that no ambulance service from Granite County serves Lower Rock Creek area.
But as far as the points there, which one do you find in agreement with?
Well, pretty much all of them except for that no ambulance service.
So as far as the
Yeah, I don't.
comments there were, for the petition, you're saying you agree with all of those, and what is your what is your reasoning for that?
Well, it pretty much explains itself, you know, that when you live right down there, that's, why would you come this far to here? So I guess I don't know how you want it explained. I'm just saying that what they're saying here is pretty good.
You believe there's no benefit because it's because of the distance and no one's using the, or few are using the services.
Few.
Commissioner Hinkle, do you have any comments on the bullets?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with all the supporting comments. I was, when I ran for county commissioner, stated that I was supporting the petition, and nothing's changed my mind. I've listened to all the tapes and various comments and everything, and I still support the petition. That's the way the law reads, and it's just a minimal amount. I think it's like $6,200 some is what they paid in the Lower Rock Breakers in this last levy, and
For the per year.
per year, yeah. So I mean, I think the rest of us can handle that. The increase in taxes would be minimal. So you know, I support it, and.
Okay. So the number Chuck was referring to is $6,263 per year. Okay. That would go into a hospital district levy. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have some comments after I explain my vote, but as to the bullets, the opposition bullet that struck me just initially when I first started thinking about this is county residents should be willing to share expenses as well as benefits for the good of all county residents. You know, and you've heard those arguments about you know, I don't have kids in school, but I want an educated population, so I'm happy to pay, that kind of thing. But that's not the issue that's not the criteria I can use to make this decision. Okay. Clearly, to make this decision on a really limited area, on the grounds that the area will not be benefited or will be benefited by remaining in the district. That's it. As common sense, you know, dictates. So as I went through, just like the other commissioners did, and I know they did, they read everything, and you know, they looked for everything, and they just listened to your comments. I was starting to do something I was, you know, learned years ago was a bad thing to do. I was trying to outsmart my own common sense and say, gee, we should all work together and contribute. That's not the criteria that I can use to make this decision as per the law. So with that, I'll make some other comments in a minute, except for one. None of the comments by the public or by the commission, I think I'm fair of saying this, is any comment on the great services and the great people that work at the hospital, okay? None of those comments reflect that. They're just talking about benefits to the petitioners or not. And I think, you know, I hope this doesn't come down to some negative comment on great services and great work that's done out here. I use the services, and I get great help. So I hope that's clear. So with that, I would entertain a motion from the commission.
I'll make a motion to accept the petition.
So I'd word your motion saying you move to accept and approve the petition to withdraw certain portions of Lower Rock Creek from the Granite County Hospital District.
That's it.
Second.
There's a motion, a second, discussion between the commissioners on the motion. Any further discussion on the motion?
Well, like I say, even the opposition, you know, I mean, they don't really see that they're going to benefit from the hospital, and I totally support the hospital. And in fact, just last week, we voted to upgrade the ambulance garage in Phillipsburg, and that's just part of the infrastructure for the hospital that we need. But I totally support the hospital. So.
Commissioner Adler, do you have any comments on the motion? Okay, so my comments on the motion would have to do with, during this process, a member of the public stood up and made a pretty impassioned and, you know, common sense at the time sounding appeal about this. It was Chuck Johnson, who's a lawyer, and he said, you know, he's had a lot of experience in the hospital, it's been good, he thinks it's good for the community, and then it goes back to that section I read about, you know, we ought to be willing to share expenses and to benefit all of us for the good of all of it. You know, that was sort of the theme of it, and so many of you heard that. So I saw Chuck later, and I said, Chuck, are you aware of a statute specific to this decision that the county commissioners have to use, given what you said? He goes, no. I said, well, good, I'm gonna give you 7-34-2156, section 2, and you can read it. He's a lawyer, he read it, and he said, in an email, he said, gee, everything I said, everything is irrelevant to how you have to make this decision. Somebody I trust in the community, I think many of you do as well. So with that, I'm going to vote for allowing the Lower Rock Creek to leave the district, withdraw, from the district, because of a finding that they do not benefit from the, the hospital district. And a lot of it's just by logistics. And it certainly doesn't have a thing to do with the great services that they provide. So, is there any other comment on the motion? No. Would you read the motion?
Commissioner Hinkle moved to accept and approve the petition to withdraw a portion of Lower Rock Creek from the Granite County Hospital District.
As a point of order, does that include the ambulance?
No. No. Okay, all in favor of the motion to withdraw or allow the Lower Croc Creek section to withdraw from the Granite County Hospital District, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The petition is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Could I make a
So,
comment?
there's gonna be public comment, on any matter that you wish, at, what, 2 o'clock today, Mike, is it?
But could I just make a comment to you
Okay.
and tell
2
you,
o'clock.
thank you for having the snow plows up there better this year.
Thanks, we'll work
I
on it.
mean, we had them really good when Barney was there, but this is better than it's been for a while.
Thanks for that, and we'll keep working on it,
They could drop a little more sand. I mean, really, because when they do sand, it helps the road to thaw out when the sun
okay?
comes
One of the
out.
issues we're dealing with is we're trying to improve our equipment. Instead of wrenching on it all the time, we want it out there and working, so, and we're in the middle of that right now, but thank you for your comments.
So Commissioner Slaughter, I'll draft a resolution consistent with your vote today, and then there'll need to be 2 readings on the resolution. And the withdrawal will be as of January 1, 2020 for the statute.
And those meetings will be in a public meeting where folks can come and listen, and folks can make comments on that as well. Okay? AJ?
Could you just tell me what that total was per year for the mill levy, 6,000?
$6,263.
Thank you.
Yep.
That information is from Treasurer Vicki Harding's letter that she was from September.
Sorry.
You just said that the withdrawal will go into effect January 1st, 2020?
Correct, yeah, that's Montana Code Annotated 7-34-2159 talks about that.
Do you know if there's any long-term indebtedness via bonds for the hospital district?
I'm not aware of any, but, you know, there's the mill levy, so that's not a bond. It's not a bond.
Because I do know the Montana Code Annotated states that if there was, the taxpayer is still obligated to pay taxes on that bond.
Correct.
Will the Lower Rock Creek residents still be responsible for the mill levy that just passed, the hospital district levy that just passed?
Not for the entire term, just
Part
for
of
that,
the term.
just for that, yeah, for part of it.
It goes on our taxes in November of 2019, is that correct?
So, yeah, so,
Yeah.
so that the Department of Revenue said they would take it off prior to then, but I can't speak for them.
Okay, this concludes this portion of our agenda. If you want to come down, we're going to be continuing our agenda at 1 o'clock. Thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks,
gentlemen.
everybody.